After a lackluster real estate market for the most part of year 2022, everyone was expecting a little better market in January than last few months. Greater Toronto area home sales were again down in the month of January 2023 due to continuous rate hikes. Sales as well as average prices were down in January 2023 as compared to the last year. Hi everyone, I am Ravi Pagla and welcome to our channel Ravishing Homes powered by Remax Millennium Real Estate. And in this video, I will share the sales data of Toronto Regional Real Estate Board for the month of January 2023. Last month, home sales and listings were down as compared to January 2022. Sales were significantly down compared to the same period last year, following the trend that started since the commencement of interest rate hikes last year. But good news is that sales number was similar to the month of December 2022. Home sales and prices appear to have found some support as Bank of Canada's soft stance towards further rate hikes. This will encourage buyers to jump into the market in the coming months. New listings were also down from last year, significantly high if we compare to last month of 2022. Let's have a glance at the market statistic first and then we will discuss some details. There were 3,100 sales throughout the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board MLS system in the January 2023 across the Greater Toronto area. It means a year-over-year dip of 44.6%. Last year in January, there were 5,594 sales. But if we compare to December 2022, sales was almost similar. In December, we saw 3,110 sales across the Greater Toronto area. New listings were down on a year-to-year basis by just 3.7%. This January, 7,688 new listings came to the market. Last year, we had 7,983 new listings in the month of January. Listings were up by almost 90% from December 2022. In December, we had just 4,074 listings. Average selling price was $1,038,000. It is down by 16.4% if we compare to January 2022. In January last year, the average price was $1,242,000. But if we compare to December 2022, average price was down by just over 1%. If we talk about Toronto, 1,108 houses were sold and 1,992 homes were sold in the rest of Greater Toronto area. These numbers are almost like December 2022. In 2022, in January, there were 2,232 homes sold in Toronto. It means a dip of 55% of sales in comparison to the last year. Average price was down by 8% if we compare January 2023 and January 2022. Average price was $1,073,000 last year and this January it was down to $987,000. In the rest of GTA there were 1,992 homes sold. Sales were down by 41% as compared to the last year. Last year we had around 3,400 sales. New listings were not that much down in both City of Toronto and rest of Greater Toronto area if we compare to January 2022. In Toronto, last year in January, there were 3,110 new listings in this month and in this January, number is down by just 100 listings, but considerably higher than December 2022. In December 2022, we had 1,510 listings, which is an almost 100% jump, which is a positive sign for the real estate market. In the rest of GTA, in January last year, we had 4,869 new listings and this year we had 4,678 listings in January. So not that much down. Now if we dig little deep into the home type sales and price, in Toronto, detached home sales were down by 32.8%. Semi-detached home sales dipped by 40.4%. Biggest drop was seen in condo apartment, which fell by 57% as compared to January 2022. Townhouse sales were also down by 54.5%. In the rest of GTA, biggest dip was seen in the semi-detached market, which was down by 47.8% as compared to January 2022. Detached sales were down by 38.9%, townhouse sales was down by 40.2% and condo apartment sales was down by 42.7%. Again, like last few months, it's not only that sales are down, average prices are also down as compared to the last year. In Toronto, detached average price was down to $1.48 million from $1.88 million in January 2022, a decline of 21.2%. But if we see in a dollar amount, the average price of detached houses are down by $400,000. Semi-detached average price was down to 1.15 million in January 2023 from 1.47 million, around 300,000, more than 300,000 of a day. Average price of townhouse was down to 981,000 from 1,080,000 from January last year, but up from the month of December 2022. In December, average price was $878,000. Prices of townhouses have actually gone up in the last 30 days. Average price of condo apartment was down by 6.5%. It was down to 711,000 in January 2023 from 760,000 in January 2022. Now if we talk about the rest of GTA, average price of detached was down to $1.3 million and it was $1.7 million in last January and significantly down by 23.8%. Again, like it's a $400,000 dip from the last year. Semi-detached average price was down to 949,000. It was 1.23 million last year, but interestingly, it is higher than the December 2022 average price when it was $933,000. This is a clear indication that the prices have started going up, at least in some price ranges. I also observed that in the recent sales. We have to see whether it is a new trend or just because the inventory was less in December and January. Townhouse average price was down to 866,000 from 866,000 from 1,083,000 in January 2022. But again, if we compare with the December 2022, it's slightly up. In December, the average price of townhouse was $860,000. Average price of condo was down to $646,000. It was $720,000 in last year January, but if you compare it with the December, it's up. In December, the average price of condo was $633,000. If I talk about sales in some cities, in York region, Richmond Hill had 111 sales, 146 sales in Markham, 133 sales in Vaughan. In Peel region, Brampton had 286 sales, Mississauga had 262 sales, and Caledon reported 28 sales. In Halton region, Burlington reported 127 sales, Oakville 122, and Milton had 64 sales. If we move to Durham area, Ajax reported 56 sales, Oshawa 111 sales, Pickering 56 sales, and Whitby reported 76 sales. During their last rate hike, Bank of Canada suggested that they are reaching near the end of tightening measure, and they showed this with a quarter of a percentage point hike on January 25th. Bank of Canada is getting softer on further rate hikes. The bank increased its policy rate to 4.5% on January 25th and said that it does not expect to keep raising interest rates. Many analysts expect that the Bank of Canada will cut rate by quarter of percentage point in October this year and again in December. That would bring the bank benchmark rate to 4%. Governor Mr. Tiff Macklem said this was the conditional pause and that it was far too early to be talking about the cuts. In the past few days, there is a pressure on the market. Buyers have started to come to the market, especially the first-time home buyers who were sitting on the fence waiting for the interest rate to stabilize. Prices have gone up, particularly for the properties under $1 million due to the high demand and low inventory. Still, it's a strong buyer market. Thanks for joining me today. I help people just like you buy, sell their properties, and I would be happy to assist you. Also, if you are looking for additional questions or something specific, please feel free to message me, call me, or send me an email. And for more information on Greater Toronto area, check out some of our other videos or visit my website at vanishinghomes.ca. Thanks for watching. I am Ravi Bagla with Remax Millennium Real Estate. Thank you.